Greetings, Battle Brothers. It's me, Aurelia Tempris, defender of the Golden Throne and servant to the Emperor of Mankind. Hello, everyone. We are doing our first ever cooking, baking. We're baking today. We're not cooking. Well, first ever food preparation stream. So, that's what we're doing today. Today we're making pumpkin cookies. It's my favorite dessert, and I haven't been able to make them, and I decided it would be fun to make them on stream, just, you know, for the fun of it. So we've got all the instructions and everything are in, not all the instructions, all the ingredients are at least on the YouTube side in the description, but I'll explain everything we've got. This makes about like 60 cookies. It's a lot of cookies. So, we're gonna have a lot today. So, this is, this counter is nice. It's my desk. So, the way this is actually gonna work is that, we're gonna make the cookies here, and then whenever I have to put the cookies in the oven, I'm gonna go walk over to my kitchen and do that. I have better soundproofing in my office, not the best, but better than in like the kitchen area where it's really open, and it would be, I'd be super echoey otherwise. So we're gonna make them here. This is my compromise, because I was like, oh my, I got cables. Early with pumpkin cookies? So, no, not really. They're fall cookies, really. And like, look, I'm making these mid-September. Let me tell you, I'm making these mid-September instead of like in mid-August when all of the pumpkin spice lattes and stuff come out of the from Starbucks and stuff. So this is a good time. I'm being reasonable because it's actually the 2/3 of the way into fall. So I think I'm doing pretty well. So, I will tell you everything we're gonna need. Should I put on music? I'm not gonna wear my headphones, so I'm not gonna hear any music. Do we want music? Music? Do we want music? Do we want the music? Better than all the Christmas stuff out already? I agree with that, 100%. I'm making sure I can see my chat boxes. I have such a weird setup today. Nah, no music? Only batter, no tunes? Okay, cool, that's fine. I don't care. If it was gonna be anything in the background, it'd be like really light. So, let me tell you everything you're gonna need if you want to make them with me. If not, you can just watch me. So, a big can of pumpkin. This is a 28-ounce can, or 822 grams for you Europeans. I don't know how you measure stuff in cans, but that's what it... You can't read that, but it's 28, this one says 29 ounces, but 28 ounces, 822 grams. You need pumpkin pie spice. You need, oh, I left the baking soda in my fridge. I'll have to go get that, yay. You need a 1.5 cups of butter, unsalted, 3 large eggs, 6 cups of flour. I'm not kidding, 6 cups of flour, because this is so liquidy, we have to offset it with a ton of flour, and then 3 cups of sugar, and then I have salt. The salt is currently holding up my camera, so I'm not going to show you the salt. We all know what salt looks like. And then baking soda, which I need to go grab, because I forgot about it. And then the best part, the secret ingredient, you don't have to use Hershey's, but cinnamon chips. They're like chocolate chips, but they're cinnamon. You can use chocolate chips, but cinnamon chips are like the pièce de... Okay, I can't speak French. Pièce de... Nope, we're not even gonna try. It's too early. It's too early for me to try. This is the best. You need to have cinnamon chips, otherwise, like, they don't turn out the best. Anyway, is that semi-sweet? No, these are cinnamon chips. They're delicious. This is my favorite dessert of all time. And before you're all like, oh my gosh, you're so basic. It's like, no, I'm not. Legitimately, like, I don't really, I like dessert, but I don't go around making them. These, I am just, oh. And I'm reasonable about when I make them. I only make them in the fall, even though they're my favorite. They're my most favorite dessert of all time. Yes, I know what the word is that I was trying to say, but I cannot say it this morning. I know what the word is. I just can't speak. I can hear it in my head. I cannot. The tongue is not working yet. But that's okay. That's what we have the cookies for. The cookies are gonna wake me up.
Peace to resistance.
Waiting. Did Steve say it? Ah, yes. Thank you, Steve. And I don't have my headphones on, so I can't hear any of the stuff. Do you make more than one batch per fall? Yeah, usually I don't think I go over I don't think I go over 2 batches because it makes a lot of cookies. So usually I'll make a batch. When I lived at home, I'd make a batch for home, and then I would make like another batch. Like part of the batch would go to friends. I got really annoyed because my sibling only recently, like in the past couple years, when I was very busy with school, my sibling started making them because I didn't have time to, and I was really sad about it. And then the sibling started calling them their cookies. Like, oh, these are my pumpkin cookies. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I will be fair, I did not come up with this recipe. This recipe is from my dad, who got it from another lady, and it's her recipe. But, like, I was the one who made them for, like, multiple years in a row. Like, I was the one that I consistently made them. And then sibling was like, you make them, like, for 1 year, and suddenly they're your cookies. And I was like, excuse me. I was mad. Can you tell I'm still a little bit bitter? So, finally now, Femstodes taking your recipe. Well, at least this recipe doesn't have any cooking oil in it. I think that's my saving grace. Let me adjust my mic. I can't see the chat very well. No, I actually don't freeze any of these. That would be a good idea, but the best part about these cookies is the moisture from the pumpkin. There you go. I'm just adjusting my mic so I can see it better. See chat better. So yeah, I was really frustrated because like, oh, these are my cookies. This is my recipe. I'm like, no, it's not. Anyways, I'm still bitter apparently. We can get the baking soda later. I don't need to get it right now. So, my recommendation for this recipe is you need 2 bowls. This is not I said, like, no, you need 2 bowls. Because it's so big, you need all the stuff. So, how I do it is that I put the wet ingredients together first, and then I add the dry ingredients. And I have 2 ways we're gonna mix in the dry ingredients, because if you're making this with me, you're gonna hate me. I recommend you have a mixer for this recipe, because it gets really thick with all the flour. Let me open the can. Why? Come on. There we go. This is our totally original recipe. Like, I was also mad because when the sibling was making the cookies, they would like send 2/3 of the cookies to their friends. I'm like, not every single person you know needs to have this cookie. I love them and I don't mind sharing them, but like most of the cookies were leaving the house, and I was like, what is wrong with you? Do not send the cookies outside. Like, don't do that. I was like, why are you doing this? I love these cookies. Don't make me okay, spatula. I was so mad. Okay. Or don't have a mixer and post it in workouts. Oh my gosh, yeah, you would need to do that. Okay, I'm gonna scrape this off first. Yeah, forgive me, this is my first cooking stream, and we're gonna see how this goes. If we like it, maybe we'll do more. If not, well, we won't do anymore. I have a trash can behind me. There we go. There we go. The cookie gatekeeper. See, no. See, here, look. I'm sharing the recipe with you. It would just be that the cinnamon chips, at least when we got them, weren't cheap. And not that we couldn't afford it, but it was like, come on, man. You're wasting all the good stuff on people who might like be like, about cookies. I was like, no, don't do that. I'm gonna keep. So what I did here is I'm splitting the, I split the pumpkin. So, cause we're gonna do half and half. So the pumpkin is there. And then we have the butter. It's already softened. You want softened butter? So I left it out overnight. Yeah. It's kind of gross. I'm just gonna plop the butter in this can until I grab the other bowl. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's kind of... It's really soft. It's not very fun. But don't worry, I have shop towels to clean up my hands. Okay. 1 second. Can we call this recipe Custodian Pumpkin Cookies? We could if we wanted to. We could. Ugh. Okay. So yeah, this a cup and a half of butter, but I do it 3/4. It is really mushy. It's really mushy. I've never had butter that's this mushy for the recipe. Oh, getting hungry already? Yeah, it's a bit gross looking right now with the butter. I didn't expect it to be this. At least it'll be good for stirring later. Okay. Okay. Ew. This really, really creamy butter. American butter's so different. What is your butter like? Tell me, non-American butter. What does your butter look like? What makes it different? Because at least I didn't pull this butter out of a tub. At least I didn't pull it out of a tub and like put it in there. Okay. So there's that, and then we're gonna do the eggs. I have such a small desk space. We're doing our best here. Yeah, so no, the American butter, normally it is hard. I keep it in the fridge, but I put it out on the counter overnight so it's so much easier to mix. Like, see that? Like, that's gonna mix a lot better than if it was hard. Then I'm like having to cut it up. You really just, all you want is for it to be soft. I heard that people use bags of milk, like a bag of milk. What the heck? So, for the eggs, I highly recommend, if none of you have really cooked before or done baking, always do your eggs in a different bowl in case you, like, mess up the shell. My grandma taught me how to crack eggs all nice. Like, you get the right pressure. Well, force, really, not pressure. That one was not enough, but that's okay. There we go. So I put, because how do you split 3 eggs? You really can't. So what I do is I put them all in the same cup. I whisk them. Are we separating the yolks? No, we don't need to do that today. But what I do is I make them like I'm scrambling the eggs. So I break the yolks and I mix them up with a fork and I just kind of spin it around. And then I split it between the batches. So currently it sits at about 175 milliliters, or about like 2/3 of a cup. So I'll just split it half and half. Like, and that's about like even between the 2 batches. It's a little difficult to try to like split eggs on their own. So that's 1/3. Which Primark would be canonically great at? Culinary and pastry? Oh, who would be really good at that? I feel like Vulcan. 173. I said 175 milliliters. It's because my measuring cup has it has, can you see that? It has 2 measuring sides, ounces and then milliliters. So so that's just what I read first. So I'm gonna mix this up. It looks so weird mixing it up when I don't have a mixer. I stole my parents' mixer. Not really, I didn't steal it. They knew I was gonna make cookies. So It's on the floor next to me, but I wanted to do one, like, by hand, because I haven't done one in a while. But I think I'm gonna hate it. So, makes such a weird noise. Here, you wanna hear it? Let's see. Can you hear it very well? I'm gonna... Can you hear that? It sounds really weird. So we'll mix this up, and the butter will figure itself out later. ASMR cooking with our shield captain, yeah. It's very... And you can kind of see the textures kind of change now that we've mixed the egg and the butter in. It's got more texture to it than like the smooth bit of pumpkin that we pulled out. I'm going to mix everything else up in the other bowl. So many bowls. I got so many bowls, chat. And I had to check every bowl to make sure it wasn't reflective enough, which was so fun. I was like, oh my gosh, because I had a bowl I wanted to use. Ooh, sorry. I had a bowl I wanted to use, but it was too reflective. And I was like, well, that is unfortunate. Okay, there we go. We're gonna put the pumpkin in here. So this is just half a batch. We make so many cookies, you have no idea. It's insane. This is, normally, we're not gonna go through the whole process. We're not gonna go through the whole process, but generally it takes me like 3 hours to get all the cookies done. Making them, mixing them up, super easy. But everything else, like just the process of putting all of it together, like making all of the batches, takes a while. Because it's like 10 minutes in the oven. Oh yeah, if you're baking with me, I think put your oven on 350. I think. I have to double check. Okay, set that there. Oh, Mini Death Knight, thank you so much for the bits. I think the button just popped up. It should work now. Now the button is available. I programmed it. I think I have the button now. I programmed it to whenever there's 1,000 bits. I think specifically because you normally do that. So we can, it will come back. I don't know if it's like 1,000 bits or more, if it's just 1,000 bits, but that's what I like set it to. So, okay, there's our egg, there's our butter, there's our pumpkin. We're gonna mix that. The only downside is my desk is so small, so I don't have places to put my dirty dishes. Fancy Inquisition hat. Yeah, I found it on the internet. Okay, we're gonna put you over here. Okay, time to mix this one. And then I think I'm gonna go run this to the fridge because we're only gonna mix one at a time. Because this one I'm gonna use the mixer for. So I'm going to just mix this one up by hand and then put it in the fridge so it doesn't go bad while we do the other one. The yeehaw button. It does look like a cowboy hat, but I couldn't find a good Inquisition hat that, like, I could see, like, the whole thing and put it on the button. There's a couple others in there, so the way I did it is that whenever someone donates the 1,000 bits, it randomizes the different hat options. There is the original Exterminatus button in there, and then, but there's a couple others in there that I won't tell you what they are. I did hint to one last night. There is an Iron Halo one, and there is the Commissar one. Those are still there. Oh, I'm so sorry. You didn't say my name right. My name's Aurelia. My name's Aurelia. It's not dear, unfortunately. I'm married to Sanguinius. I know there's no ring, but I'm a bit married to Sanguinius. So no, I stream usually like 4 days a week. Usually on the weekends, because of day job and stuff. But you know, the Emperor needs me. But today we're baking. So I think when I go to take this bowl to the fridge, I will take my dirty dishes. I think I'm gonna leave this here because that's actually quite useful. I don't need the fork, I need this. Okay, I'm gonna take this bowl. Everyone be good. Do I have a chef hat? No, that would have been so smart. Oh, man. That would have been smart. I should have done that. I did not think about that. Ah, man. What was I thinking? Okay, so I'm gonna take this. You all be good. I'll be back in like 1 minute at most. Do I need anything else while I'm up? I have another spatula. I think I just need the baking soda. So let me put this here because we're gonna do the dry stuff next. There we go. There we go. Okay, be right back. If I can navigate my trash cans. I'm back. I'm back. How are we? Oh, we're rioting? Oh, nice. I'm glad I came back just in time to stop that. We don't take kindly to heresy around these parts, you hear? Okay, so we're gonna do the sugar first. So my recommendation is that you have a separate container, because the best way to mix these ingredients together is to it's called folding. Basically, you take all of your dry ingredients, they're all the same. Like, it's gonna be like the same like ratio of everything. Mix it all in, and you slowly pour it in to your wet ingredients, and you stir them. Otherwise, if you put all the dry ingredients, it's gonna take you years to get through all of that. That way you kind of mix it slowly. So, lovely, I already have stuff on my sleeves. Alright, here is my giant tub of sugar, which is heavier than it looks. I went and got sugar at the store the other day. This is the cane sugar, so this is not powdered sugar. Don't use powdered sugar, it won't work. So because it's 3 cups, we're gonna do 1.5 cups. Where's my other one? Oh, it's right here. Okay, good. So it's weird. Normally I stand doing this, but I'm sitting in my chair so the camera can see me. Ugh. Also, I washed my hands before this, so don't worry. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, that's about 1 cup. What am I cooking? We're making pumpkin cookies. I should really put that in the... Is that not my title? I mean, that's dumb of me. Why didn't I do that? No, it is in my title. Great. Okay, cool. I was like, did I not put that in my title? Feel my teeth recoil. Why are your teeth your teeth should not be able to do that. Why are your teeth recoiling? I must know, because that is bizarre. Okay, and that's about 1/2 cup. Okay, that's the sugar. Give me some sugar. I am your neighbor. Okay. Sorry, that was kind of loud. I didn't think about that when I closed it. Okay. Now, I'm gonna double check my recipe, because I think I got it right when I put it up on the internet, but I need to make sure it is correct. I don't want to make them wrong. I felt pretty confident because I've made them pretty consistently, but, you know, I only make them like once or twice a year. Okay, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So we're gonna put the baking soda and the salt and the pumpkin pie spice in there. So here's the baking soda that I had to go run to the fridge to get. 1.5 teaspoons. Basically, splitting it in half is 3/4. You can kind of see the right there. So we're gonna do half a teaspoon. And we'll do the other half later. And this is 1/4 of a teaspoon. There we are. And then we'll do flour after this. So there's our baking soda. We'll do pumpkin pie spice. And then we'll mix this up before we put the flour in. May I have a pumpkin cookie? I mean, yeah, we're making some here right now. We'll do pumpkin pie spice. I think I have enough. Oh, I didn't look. Just noticed, but that's a nice table. Thank you. It's my desk. It's my desk. I'm making stuff in my office instead of the kitchen because I don't have good soundproofing. All right, now we need 3 teaspoons, and this is a half of the batch. 6 teaspoons total, but 3 in this half of the pumpkin pie spice. It's okay if you have a little bit more. What's the hardest thing I've baked? Oh, that fell out. Okay. I don't know. Honestly, I don't really bake very often. So kind of the way things go for me is I don't always have the time to bake because I'm generally busy. And when I do get like I'm more likely to cook and try something different than bake because like cooking, like you have to eat every day. There you go. So we're gonna mix this up so it like kind of gets even before we add the flour. So for me, it's like because I have to eat every day, I'm more likely to experiment with like cooking, trying something different than I am to sit down and baking because baking is not required. Baking is a non-essential. So I don't try many different things. But what is the hardest thing that I've made? Can't think of I did one time. This is not really baking, but one time I made noodles with my grandmother. Like we did the whole process of like the flour and like the cutting. It was like when I was really, really young. Brother, is this enough spice? But yeah, you can't really see it, but it looks more like you can kind of see it here. It kind of looks more like a brown, like a light brown sugar. I kind of think it looks like sand. Because if you go to like a beach in like California or where it has like little specks of like brown in it, so it's not like pure white, it's like that. And then we're going to do some movement because my camera is on top of my flour. And we're gonna put it on top of the sugar. There we go. And then actually we'll do the salt really fast. So forgive me, my camera is gonna be really weird while I yeah, so I'm gonna be up here while we do the salts because the salt is what is holding up my camera. So the salt. I'm not doing a good practice. You should not measure your salt and stuff over the bowl, but my lack of extra bowls is crippling my ability to be smart. But I have a steady. Well, actually, I'm going to say that after I pour this, I have a steady hand. So I'm not worried. Control the spice, control the universe. All right, there we go. There you go. I'm back in my kind of normal position. Let me move the flour. It's a whole, you know, like that car game or like the game where you have like get the red block out of the area. There's a bunch of like beige blocks around it. It's like that with all the ingredients. I have to like rotate and move everything around. There we go. Okay. Now, the flour. We need 3 cups of flour for this batch, but this recipe calls for 6 cups. Why? Because this is mushy and it needs all the help it can get to become like a legit cookie. Where it's not like too moist and falling apart. And that is honestly the best part about these cookies. Oh, I didn't bring a knife with me. That's okay. We'll just do this. That's the best part about these cookies. The moisture that you get from them is, oh my gosh, it's so good. The cookies taste the best within like the first 3 or 4 days. You have to keep them in like a Tupperware or like a container that can seal so you can like retain the moisture for as long as possible. Okay. 3 cups. Alright. I'm just gonna keep that in there because flour is heinous and will get everywhere otherwise. And we'll mix the other half later. I tried making them for the first time last week. It did not turn out good. What did you make? Sorry, I'm going back through the messages. Oh, making dumplings. Oh, well, dumplings aren't the easiest. I've wanted to make some because I've wanted to make my own dumplings because I've been able to travel to some places that make really good dumplings. And I've really wanted to make some. I did make wontons once with like an old friend of mine. Their family has like a tradition where everyone gets together and I mean like everyone. There was like 30 people in that house and made wontons. Like everyone sat down, they had the meat ready and they just all did wontons and it was fun. It was also terrifying because some of them were like rigged to like they do this thing where they have like a couple of them where they're like special and they have like unnatural things in there, like they had Sour Patch Kids among other things, and that you don't know which one you're gonna get. Like you don't know if you'll accidentally get one of those. So kind of scary. Not scary, but you're like, I don't want to eat a Sour Patch Kid wonton. Why would you do this? So that was, as a fear that you're gonna eat a really gross wonton. Yeah, it is a lot of wontons. I don't know if you're familiar with Being the Bobbish, but the man makes it look so easy to do that I can't feel but envy for his culinary skills. Well, if you're feeling envious, just take the time to learn. Because, I mean, for the most part, unless you're like, you have a latent ability, like, you are totally capable of learning how to do some of those things. Like, it's totally doable. Alright, so we are gonna do the most frustrating part of this. I remember as a child trying to stir this when we didn't have a mixer. And let me tell you, I was tired that day. My dad did most of the mixing, and not my favorite. Usually I put in like a cup at a time, which because we've put 3 cups in here, that takes like 5 cups. So I'm gonna mix with this one, but I have this spoon. I got it from my grandma for Christmas. So that's why it's heart-shaped. I got it from her. It's my only wooden spoon. So this is for when it gets really rough and we really need to get in there. Lamenter spoon. Oh, that's a great point. I didn't think about that. Lamenter spoon. Okay, that's gonna go there. Yeah, we're gonna stir with a spatula. And yes, I do have an apron. I didn't really show anyone, but I do have an apron covering up my legs and my shirt. It's got a little frill. It's green and white. I can make pierogies. Oh, I want to make a pierogi. Oh my gosh. I've been to Pike Place Market in Seattle, and they have, well, I don't know if it's exactly the same, but they're similar. There's a place called Pierogi. Oh my goodness. The best, like, meat-filled, like, bread pastry. It's a pierogi. It's like a pierogi, though. Delicious. Oh my gosh. I think about those sometimes. I really do. They're so good. I want to learn. So, you're gonna look at this and you're gonna be like, Aurelia, you just mixed in a cup. That wasn't so hard now, was it? Correct. It gets hard later. Rumor has it a wooden spoon works as well as an old-fashioned disciplinary tool. Yeah. Yeah, except, yeah, my parents... Is this too much information? I guess it's too late. I've already started. My parents used a spatula. Man, that spatula hurt. It hurt. Because it would, like, I don't think, did they use a wooden one? I think maybe once. But the spatula, like, stung something fierce because it was, like, a little bit flexible. You could already see it's, like, thickening up. I haven't done this in ages. I wonder if as an adult it's easier. I've never really... I've been fortunate that we've had a mixer when I've made the cookies. Yeah, you can see how thick it is already. The metal spatula? No, it wasn't metal. It was a plastic one. It was like it was a plasticky one. That would suck. But yeah, honestly, I know it doesn't work for every child, but I honestly don't think that's the worst thing in the world. Hot take. Hot take. I think sometimes when kids are younger, they do need physical punishment. That does not mean you beat your children. Don't do that. Like, don't beat them for no reason. But as, like, a disciplinary action, I think it's not the worst thing ever. There are worse things, in my opinion. Yeah, it's getting thick now. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. We gotta get all the flour mixed in. Oh yeah, it's definitely getting thick though. My parents did it to me and my brother, and we 1000% deserved it. Honestly, that's pretty much the same here too. I was a pretty good child, I think, for the most part. And like, the times that I did, I totally deserved it. I think it's fair. You have to be fair about it. If you that is how you're going to punish your kids, especially when they're younger, you need to be fair, I think. You need to be fair and you need to be consistent. But yeah, it totally deserved whenever I, like, was bad as a child. Do you know that terrifying moment? I had siblings. So, if you ever had siblings and you, like, got in trouble as a group, the psychological, like, horror as, like, you aren't the first one to get spanked, and you hear your siblings crying in the next room over, oh my goodness. That is, like, oh, it was horrible. Just when you're hearing your sibling crying and you're like, oh gosh, I'm next. This is the worst thing ever. Psychological warfare by making them go get something. Oh, get the switch off the tree. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, that would be bad too. Never had to do that, but because it was always the spatula. But it was always like, do you want to go get the spatula? And it was like, oh, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. And then it was like, go get the spatula, and the walk of shame to go get the spatula. We did not use that spatula for cooking. Let me clarify, we did not use it for cooking. But yeah, oh my gosh, terrifying. Yeah, at least as a grown adult, your mom can't do that to you anymore. But yeah, no, when moms break out that voice, you're like, oh, I'm hosed. Vagabond, thank you for the super chat. Hello from the 22nd. It's 2 a.m. and I just got up to drink some water. May I suggest Imperial Aquila cookies as a baking stream idea for the future? Be cool to try, have fun, and enjoy the stream. We'll have to see. I would probably need to 3D print a cookie cutout, which I think could be good. Someone also suggested servo skulls. Our policy was a swift spank in the butt if what the child was doing was more painful and dangerous than a spanking. Yes, yeah, no, I totally agree. Like, if, like, they were, like, playing with the stove, that's not, it's more like a quick thing. But it's more like if it's like a sustained behavior or thing, then it's like, well, needs a little more than that. But honestly, I think I turned out just fine with that method. And obviously that's not always the case for everyone, and everyone's parent is different. But I think as long as you are reasonable and fair about it, and you've given your child a warning and you said, yo, hey, you're gonna do that, you know what the consequence is, I think it's totally fair. You just have to be fair about it. Alright, here's where it gets hard. The little spatula. I think I'm gonna switch to the spoon. Leveling up to the wooden spoon because I need more leverage. All right. I'm gonna lick this. It doesn't matter because this is going for, I'm eating these anyways. And well, no, I'm just gonna put this in the jar. This is not going back in the bowl. Let me clarify. Big spoon. Hello. Here's ASMR of me licking a spatula. No, actually, I'm gonna mute myself. I just realized how bad that would be. So I was like, I am muting myself for that. And Twitch and YouTube are like, okay, shut this down. Just shut this down. You do not get ASMR of that. All right. Sleeves are coming up a little bit. I'm gonna turn my fan on. It's a little warm. Are you adding almonds, chestnuts, or walnuts? Neither. We're adding cinnamon chips. These make the cookies. You can add chocolate chips. I can't give you recommendations on what the best one is, but but cinnamon chips are the best. All right, we really gotta get in here. Man, it sucks kind of sitting. I'd prefer to do this standing. You can see how much it sticks to my spoon. Like, look at that. Look at how thick that is. Sorry, chat. That was my fault when I said I was like, oh, let me lick the spatula. Oh, yes. Thank you. I'll hydrate. Coward? No, I think I would like to preserve my say-so-ness on stream. Because I think otherwise that would not be good. Okay, so this is oil your spoon, but like the oil in the pumpkin. No. It's fine. Honestly, we're almost done. But it wasn't, I remember it being difficult when I was like 8 years old. But it is, I just got flour all over me. It's less difficult now. It is harder than like, you know, mixing up a regular batch of cookies. But it's worth it. It's worth it. We'll have to keep an eye out for cinnamon chips. So I haven't bought cinnamon chips in like a little bit, but for the longest time we had to order our cinnamon chips online. I think they've become more popular now because people do more like fall baking. Oh my god. People do more fall baking, and as a result, I think they've put out more cinnamon chips, but in the past, my family, we had to order the cinnamon chips online. We'd order like a box of them. So we'd be set for like a few years. I wish I had a metal bowl. This would make my life a little easier. Instead of the bowl flexing against my hand. There we go. Okay. I think I got it. It's really thick. Now we need to have you whip egg whites by hand. Ooh, that doesn't sound very fun. So, for this, we're gonna open the bag. My scissors are right there, but do I need them? Did it occur to you to get cinnamon and chocolate chips together? No, because that is an inferior combination. It is best with the cinnamon chips. 100%. Don't mind me, that was just my knife. Because I didn't... Ooh, yummy. Okay. I'm not gonna pour all of them because I use a bag and a half for one batch. The recipe calls for one bag. It's lying. That was really good. Okay, so I need most of this bag. We put most of this bag in because the other bag we're gonna do half, and then what's left in here. Thank you, Lemo, for the super chat. White chocolate and macadamia go well with pumpkin too. Well, see, I'm the kind of person that it's like, if I know what I like at like a restaurant or something, I'm not gonna get anything different. So odds are I will not be experimenting with any other kinds of chips in this batch of cookies because they are my favorite cookies. I'm gonna get this mixed up. It is thick, gentlemen. Oh. There we go. Okay, that is our batter. I did not preheat the oven, but that's okay. We'll need to put everything on the cookie sheet. 1 second, let me double check the temperature. 375. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. Okay. 1 second. Okay, so in the meantime, we're gonna start putting the cookies on the sheet. So I had to go to the store because I have a whole process on how I bake these cookies. Cookie sheet. So I had to buy some cookie sheets at the store because I only have one, and normally that's fine if it's just me. But considering it's much faster if I go and try to cool. Good. Okay. I didn't check the sheets to see how reflective they were. I think it's enough, right? I'm safe. So now I use 2 spoons and I dollop them out. Usually I put like 9. I put like 9 on each sheet. So I can make a lot pretty quickly. Like it takes... It's a whole process. It's a whole process. Now we know how Aurelia keeps her muscles, but I only make these like once or twice a year. Hang on, I'm actually gonna... I'll be right back. I should have preheated the oven earlier. 1 second. And we're back. Okay, let me get a quick sip of water. Whisk it more? I can't whisk this. There's no way. Whisking is for like really thin stuff. You stick a whisk in there, that whisk is gonna break. Is that sheet buttered or just lined? It's non-stick. I don't do anything to it. I don't do anything to make it any different. How many attempts for it to be this good? So this is a recipe my father got from someone else. So he asked her for it and then she gave it to us, and like, so I don't know how many it took for her or where if she got the recipe from someone else. I have no idea. So I usually do, I get 2 like large like dinner spoons, and like, you know, the adult size ones, not the kid size ones, and this is about like the size that I do. They don't really spread because they're mostly like, they're really moist. They don't really spread out. So kind of where you put them on the pan, and you kind of want to kind of push them down a little bit. You don't want to push them down too much. But wherever you set them on a pan is pretty much where they're going to end up by the end of everything. They're not going anywhere. They're not getting any bigger. I should get my pot holders so I can show you when the cookie is done. because the recipe says 375 for 10 minutes, but I found it really varies on like the pumpkin and like the mixture, because sometimes it gets they're a little more moist or they're a little more dry. So when you put your toothpick in, you can do it for 10 minutes, and that's what the recipe calls for, but it needs a little longer than that, or a little bit less than that. Usually no less than 10 minutes. Like, I think the least I had to do it was like 9, but that was like really rare. That only happened like once. Every other time was like, yeah, I think every other time it's like usually 12 is what it ends up being. And we kind of make, it's funny, at the beginning, we don't ration. We just make massive cookies. We're like the biggest cookies. These aren't the biggest, but we make really big ones. And then as we get to the end of the batch, I make them small, like they get progressively smaller. My father has told me the best way to have these cookies is in the morning with a cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know if that is the best combination, but he says he really likes them with the coffee. There you go. They don't look very appealing, but let me tell you, the texture that you get out of these is mwah. Pumpkin cookies, like pumpkin spice, yeah, so I used like a can of pumpkin. I don't have it, but I used a can of pumpkin, and then I used pumpkin pie spice. No coffee. I can't. My heart can't. Well, it's fine. It's my heart. I just like Mountain Dew. Elliot, thank you for the super chat. What's your favorite D&D moment? Mine was when there was a series of murders in a Japanese town. My party's reaction to the killer being truck. Oh my gosh. My favorite D&D moment. I actually have a list somewhere, but I don't think it's in my office right now. Oh gosh, what was the coolest moment? I have a bunch that I really like. I'm trying to think of what my most favorite moment was. There's so many. Okay, so this is one of my top. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but this is the one that like comes to mind like pretty easily. I was playing in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign with some friends, and we were taking over the elven like palace, but the palace was like a giant tree. Kind of cool. So I forget why we were going there. Yeah, I completely forgot why we were going there, but we were trying to infiltrate it. But recently, like, a huge, like, curse had passed over the land. Context. This is an alternate universe to a world I played a separate campaign in. The universe kind of split paths when I made another character. It's complicated, but in the first campaign, at the top of the tree, there was this adamantine dragon that we befriended. This was with a different group of friends. I befriended this dragon. It was awesome. We defeated the king, whatever. So this second path, that didn't happen. So we got to the top of we like flew to the top of the tree to like infiltrate it from the top and then go down. And as we got to the top, I said to the DM, I was like, wait a second. That stuff didn't happen in this universe. Do they still have a dragon? And then my DM had this look on his face. He was like, oh shoot. Oh shoot. So basically what happened was that my DM kind of on the spot was like, yeah, well, now there's an undead adamantine dragon. So that was pretty nuts. But what was crazy is I had a magic item that I basically triggered its ability. It was like a dragon heart thing. And basically what it allowed it to do is that the dragon whose soul was like contained in this heart, it was like a stone, like a crystal that was like in this heart. It would take over my body. So I transformed into a dragon. I didn't know it was going to happen. I just thought like, oh, I get extra special power. Like I turned into a dragon and fought it, and I fought the other dragon. It was kind of cool, except in that campaign that I owed a debt to the dragon, so the dragon could take over my body at any time. Like it was like one time, it could use it whenever it wanted, which was kind of terrifying. We never found out if he was going to cash in on it because the campaign ended. Like, we never finished it. So it was pretty nuts. So that one was really, really good. Is this some kind of heretic burger? No, these are pumpkin cookies. I'm waiting for the oven to preheat. It's been like 10 minutes maybe. We'll start plating another one. Ooh, 1 second. I'm gonna grab another one. Or we'll mix. Oh no, here's what we'll do. While we wait for the oven to preheat, we'll mix the other batch of the flour. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. So we'll do that. We'll do the pumpkin. Doesn't matter the order this time. So that was like one of the coolest moments because I wasn't expecting to turn into a dragon. It would have had consequences later down the line, but thankfully we never had to deal with it. Because at the time I was a pretty powerful sorcerer, and some dragon just using my body to commit crimes would have been pretty bad. What you making? We're making pumpkin cookies today. It's my favorite dessert, and we get to make some of it today. Figured it'd be fun because I haven't made the time to make some yet, because I'm generally pretty busy. So we're just gonna get it all done now. Ooh, there you go. Alright, so we have baking soda, we have pumpkin pie spice. I already kind of made the first half earlier. We are... I'll set that down over there because I don't need that anymore. I'm gonna be weird for a second because my salt is holding up the... holding up my camera. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do the flour first this time. Aurelia, have you played any RPGs, 40k RPGs? Like Rogue Trader or Wrath of Glory? No, but I really want to. I am kind of playing like a... Ooh, that's a lot of flour. I'm kind of playing like a homebrewed campaign at the moment. So it's like kind of Warhammer-esque. It's like it's like pre-Unity Wars, or like we're like kind of in the middle of it. We're trying to unite the continent. Like the Emperor basically like already existed, but he like disappeared. He like united everyone and then he just vanished and everyone's like, where did he go? And no one knows where he went. Actually, I think there are people who know where he went, but they're not saying. So we're trying to unite the continent because he had like people made like genetically modified like clones of him. And they're currently ruling the world we live in. And it's become a problem because there's like war all the time. So we're trying to unify everyone. So we're basically unification warsing all of this. The urge to just eat the raw batter. Oh, believe me, I'm eating the raw batter. Once we are done with the bowl, I will be licking it. I will be licking the bowl. You cannot stop me. It's like one of my favorite parts of this, making this. So yeah, it is really fun. I'm playing a psyker in that campaign. It's really enjoyable. There we go. All right, now time for the sugar. Sorry I'm not explaining as much, since I already kind of explained a bunch of it earlier. Put my ingredients down here because I don't need it anymore. This might end up being a shorter stream. I thought this would take longer, but I forget how like quickly I go through making cookies. Okay. Time to do the dance of the containers. Oh my gosh, that is not light. Ugh. There we are. There. I'm gonna have to clean up my desk after this. I have flour. I have soundproof stuff on the back wall, and let me tell you, there's that'll be fun to clean up later. There's flour on this, but it's okay. cup and a half, because this is half a batch. We haven't even made a whole batch yet, chat. Okay. Alright, now I think we're done with all of our mixing equipment. There we go. Aurelia, it's time. It's pile of shame time. Yes, work on your piles of shame. Do your laundry or do something else. I think I saw a comment that someone said, Aurelia, thank you for reminding me to do my laundry. Because I forgot and the commissariat was gonna like... I was gonna get in trouble with the commissariat and I was like, yes! Yeah, get your chores done. I'm just making cookies, so we're just vibing. So I'm just chatting, I'm just yapping away. But I don't want to do my chores, neither do I, man. Why do you think I'm making cookies for stream? I'm avoiding my other responsibilities. I am avoiding it. Okay. I need to investigate. I think it's been about 10 minutes since I went to go, see if the oven was preheated. So I'm gonna go see if the oven has been preheated. And if so, I'm gonna get the cookies. We don't need any of these anymore because we're done. I'm trying to clean up as I go. It's easier to do it in the kitchen, not so much in a small, cramped space. Have you ever tried making pumpkin cheesecake? No, but that'd be good. I said earlier that I'm more of a cooking kind of person because you need to like cook or like make food every day. Whereas like baking is like it's not a necessity. Like cooking is, in my opinion. And I know you can make like pies and stuff. You can do different like dinner or meals with baking, but I'm less focused on that. Can you cook the 1,000 Souls meal for the Emperor too? How do you think we got these cinnamon chips? These cinnamon chips are so good. They're made with human souls. Oh my gosh. No, it's really bad. Good morning. I hope you're having a good day too. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go check the oven. And if so, like if everything's good, I'm gonna put that sheet of cookies in and then we're gonna keep making stuff. And then we'll probably, for the second half, we're gonna put my mixer up here. Well, not my mixer, my parents' mixer up. And then we're gonna mix the rest of the cookies, because I could do it by hand. But I don't want to. Don't want to do that. The Emperor has ordered cookies. Yes, I'm doing my duty. Like Kitten in TTS. He was making those snacks. Alright. I will be right back. I'm gonna go check the oven. This is the downside about not doing it in a kitchen and just doing it in my office, but the soundproofing and I think the audio is better than the echo. Anyways, I'll be back. I have returned with the oven mitts. I'm gonna move the sugar because we don't need it anymore. Ugh. God. Let's see. Alright. Organizing everything. There we go. Okay. We're gonna do more cookies. This is gonna go here when we do the second batch. Oh, I need to set a timer, because I set a timer for 10 minutes on my microwave, the microwave, and I need to make sure I'm out there. Because the first batch is always the hardest one to, like, figure out where it needs to be. Okay, start. Okay, good. I have timer going off for 9 minutes. So it's always difficult, especially because these are new baking sheets. I've never used these baking sheets before, so they might cook differently than what I'm used to. So I have to, like, check the first batch pretty frequently. But once I have, once I figure out the first one, then I know what temperature and, like, the time everything needs to be at. Praise the oven mitt. Alright, we're gonna do this now. Do I have something to use the hot sheet on camera so I don't burn the desk? I'm going to, when I come back, I'm gonna come with pot holders, and I'm just gonna put them down on my desk. I need a Tupperware. I need to grab a couple things, actually. And I'm gonna eat one on camera. I'm so excited. Well, not really on camera. You'll see me eat. You'll see it move towards my mouth. You won't see me actually eating it. So, yeah. You get to see a bit of my process. Yeah. There we go. I'm not too worried. I think the oven's gonna be just fine. It's just because I'm using new pans. That's the only thing that I'm, like, not sure how they're gonna completely cook. Because I've made pumpkin cookies with this oven before. The oven knows what it's doing. No, this is non-stick, don't worry. These are actually, these cookies don't really stick. Because they're super moist, they don't really stick to some of these sheets. Like you would expect them to. Oh. Well, let's fix that. Hang on. Let's fix that. There we are. So I'm curious. I put the ingredients list up, like, in the description on the YouTube side. But is there anyone who decided to, like, try it out with me, or is it just me making them today? Doesn't hurt my feelings or anything. I'm just curious who here thought, like, oh yeah, I'll try that. I'll give it a shot. Oh, DRL Sword. Thank you so much for the gifted subscriptions. Congratulations to everyone who's just joined the Legion. Oh, my camera is off. That's why it's being weird. Thank you for the gifts. All right, here we are. I'm just gonna clean this up. No big deal. Just gonna, I'm just making sure I don't have, like, burnt cookies stuck to the pan. Don't worry about it. I love this. I'm so excited. I need to make pumpkin cookies more often, if I'm being perfectly honest. Okay, so I'm gonna so I have this sheet. I have 3 sheets. I bought 3 sheets at the store. They were expensive. I got them at, like, Walmart, and 3 sheets were, like, $60. I was like, what the heck? I'm gonna do one more. Move. Playing musical chairs with all my drinks and things. All right. Yeah, no, it was a lot. It was like $60 for those, like, the 3 sheets. I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't realize they were gonna be that expensive, but whatever. It's not a big deal, because I'll use these, so it's like, for me, I was like, I guess it's an investment. I'll use them for like for the rest of my life. I mean, might as well use them for the rest of my life considering how expensive they were. But yeah, they were not cheap. But whatever. It makes my pumpkin cookie making process easier. So the method I use is that because it's stream, it's a little different. I have one sheet of cookies in the oven, and then I have one set that's cooling. So I let a set cool, and while another set is cooling, I prep another pan, and it rotates all nice. Yeah, I know I'll make them last. I used to have, like, at my parents' house, we have these really, they look gross, but they are the best seasoned, like, cookie sheets you'll ever see. Like, they're the ones that, they looked like this originally, you know, but they, like, turned kind of darker, like, blackish brown over time, because they've been loved so much. And they're about this size, too. So... Alright, this is where we get into the cookie rationing. Because we made really big cookies earlier. trying to make it last. These are gonna be smaller ones. Okay. It's hard to do this sitting. Yeah, we're making pumpkin cookies today. My favorite dessert, the best dessert, in my opinion. What is everyone's favorite dessert? We got favorite desserts here. Tell me what your favorite desserts, and we'll talk about them. I'm gonna... Nom nom nom. I'm definitely gonna lick this spoon. It's like I can't set it anywhere, so might as well clean it. Yes, the cookie hype. 1 second. Mm. Okay. Apple pie, banoffee pie. Ooh, cheesecake. I love cheesecake. Cheesecake is really good. I think cheesecake is a close second. I also like creme brulee. Ooh. The batter is a slippery slope, but I'm very, I'm disciplined. Has the Lamenter spoon been helpful? I mean, yeah, I was able to mix everything by hand pretty well. Ice oatmeal cookies? I think, I'm not a chocolate chip person. Like, I don't like chocolate, that's kind of my thing. But like, oatmeal raisin cookies, I heard, are like the ultimate betrayal to people who love chocolate chip cookies. Peanut butter fingers. Ooh, they're bars with a cookie base and marbled chocolate peanut butter topping. That sounds good. You should make them. You should make them. Let this inspire you to make your desserts that you... Oh, that's my timer. Okay. 1 second. I will be back. I'm going to move this. And I'm going to show you my process. So I will be right back. I'm going to go check the cookies. I'm dumb. I left my oven mitts. I love the oven mitts. I'll be right back. Okay, the stress of trying to maneuver these is a bit okay. Alright, don't touch any plastic surfaces. Okay. Okay, here we are. This is what they look like. Where are the... I just brought them. Did I not bring them in here? Oh, dang it. Hang on. 1 second. I left my toothpicks. Okay, it took me a second. Sorry. So, they look really good. Like, I opened the oven, and I was like, these look amazing. We have to do the toothpick test. So, I don't know if you can see that very well. You can kind of see it. It's goopy. But that means they're close to being done. So, another part of my process, and this is reflective, and I don't want it to be, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna lean back. I like to mash down the top of the cookie. It's almost, to me, I imagine it like it's like sear marks on a steak. I leave the little marks. So they're not quite ready. They need like a little bit less. But they look so good. And we are going to... There. I'm gonna go take these back to the oven. It looks like they'll probably just need like 11.5 minutes. Ever grilled a cookie? Kind of. It's like my favorite thing. It gives it like character, in my opinion. Okay. I'm gonna put this back in the oven, and then I'll go get it in 1.5 minutes. Okay. Now we just have to wait a little bit for the cookies to be done. Pat, good cookies. I mean, you're kind of right. That is what I'm doing. When I go to pat the cookie, just like, good cookies. And I also brought this glass dish, because that's what we're going to put the cookies in after. I don't have a cookie, like a cooling rack. Not that fancy. But I do have this that we're going to store them in afterwards. I dread to think what a Warhammer cookbook would contain. Absolutely. I would be worried about that too. I only need 1 oven mitt. We can put this over there. This. Okay. We are moving everything. Everything's going everywhere. There we go. Okay. Cookies will be done. That's the timer. Okay, gotta go. Okay. I decided I felt pretty good about what, oh, I think I stabbed through it. I stabbed it and I was like, why is it coming out, like, worse? It's because I stabbed it through a cinnamon chip. And so the cinnamon chip guts, which are supposed to be nice and chewy. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, they are ready, chat. They are ready for me to take off the pan. I don't have a good spot for these. I just moved my trash can far away from me. So now I don't have a good spot. So, put the glove on. These are gonna be great. Which one should I have, chat? So here, I will try not to burn anything because the pan is still hot. Should I have cookie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9? Which one should I have? 1 through 9. Which one is the best? Which one should I have? 5. 5. I was looking at that one too. The big boy in the middle. Yay. Yes. Chat, you're encouraging me. I will have number 5. They might need a little more time, but that is okay. They're a little mushy, but that honestly is like the best part of these cookies. So actually they might need a little bit more time. Oh, I didn't set the timer on my phone. I'm gonna set 10 minutes. 11, actually. So in 11 minutes, we're gonna go get the other cookies, and they should be good. They're a little squishy, but alright. This one is for me. Okay. Ooh. Oh, they are actually a bit underdone, but who cares? Who cares? Oh my, they're real mushy. Oh, it's hot in my hands. But it's really yummy. Ah, it's hot. I've never had a cookie this fast off the off the tray. Oh no. That's really good. These are perfect. So yummy. It is a little underdone, but that's okay. It's like it's magnified by the fact that it just came off the tray. It is a little soft, but that's okay. That's fine. I've adjusted the time for the next extra set of cookies, so they won't be as soft. Need it to cool first. It's too late. I'm eating it. It's too late, man. I'm gonna change my hair. Yeah. I like to use my psyker powers every once in a while, you know, switch up my style. It's better than like straight up dyeing my hair. You know, just use a little magic, make yourself look a little different. Yummy. It's so good. It's falling apart like the Emperor's plans for humanity. Oh my gosh. This is so good. What am I eating? A pumpkin cookie. Delicious little guy. Actually, the pan is not as hot as I thought it was. Obviously, I shouldn't hold it for more than a few seconds, but like I can. It's not too hot. Too good to know. Okay, that was really good. I haven't had pumpkin cookie in a while. My sibling made some like a few weeks ago, and I was over at my parents' house, and I really wanted to have one, but I couldn't. I was really sad about it. They're really thick though, because now like it's like sticking to my teeth. Okay, so I'm gonna set this tray behind me with the hot pad. And then we're gonna finish setting up the rest of the other cookies. 1 second. There we go. Okay. And we'll get my trash can later. So we have a few minutes. I think we have like 6 or 7 minutes until the next batch of cookies are theoretically done. I'm gonna double check them. I won't check them with you guys. I'll leave them out there, but I'll go out there with a toothpick and see if they're done and see if I need to adjust the time. Because this first batch was a bit gooey, but honestly, I really like them when they're gooey, so I don't really mind. I just won't give my family members those because they're not as done. They were also really thick and tall cookies, so I'm not too surprised. And then once we do this tray, I think we'll start mixing the other batch, and I'll probably just make those by myself. So we'll do this. That tray's going in, and then we'll bake this tray, and we'll chat for a little bit, and then we'll pull out those, and then I'll do the rest on my own time. Okay. Yeah, we're barely getting there. The number of cookie. Let's see. We're gonna use my spatula. I can get as much as I can. Yeah, a bit of goo never hurt. A bit of especially if it's like the cookie variety. The cookie gooiness is like the best. And that's where we're gonna stop. We're not gonna go any farther than that. We're not gonna get any farther than that. Let's see, I think we can get 8 cookies on the sheet. I don't know if we can make 9 happen. We'll be hard pressed to make 9 happen. I learned about Inquisitors yesterday. Very powerful in the fact that they are only ones who can deem a planet unfit for living on and launching an exterminatus. It's pretty terrifying. It is. They do wield a lot of power. And then we're gonna lick the bowl. This is my unhealthy day today. I'm gonna get ramen later, and maybe boba tea, and we're eating cookies for breakfast. I haven't eaten anything. we're just This is the unhealthy day. Oh, my spoon just touched my forehead. Okay. I just got this batter on my forehead. Great. Okay, I think this is as good as we're gonna get it. That's okay. We have some really big cookies. You know, you gotta mix it up. You can't always have super big cookies. You gotta have some smaller ones for when you're not feeling a whole cookie, but like just like a little tiny. Okay. Whew. Let's see. How much is left on the timer? 4 minutes. So I was about right in my approximation. Lick the bowl clean in the name of the Emperor. You do not need to tell me twice. I'm gonna lick the spatula first. It's nice. I don't have to share. Normally if I make this, why is my face? Why am I all the way over there? What happened? What? There we go. That was weird. Why am I? There we go. That was odd. Sorry. If I ever make these with my cookies, with my siblings, I have to share. Unfortunately, every day is an unhealthy day here. Trying to count calories or reduce intake, but not going smoothly so far. Oh man, I'm sorry. I can relate to that, man. I had a few weeks ago. I did that for a little bit, and then I was like adjusting some things. Want to get a little bit more muscle. So man, I'm sorry. It really sucks. It's one of my least favorite things because it wasn't a problem before, but as I'm getting older, and it's not that I'm not working out, but I used to play sports, so I used to like like my metabolism was really, really high, but now as I like get older, it's slowing down, of course, that's what happens. But yeah, it really sucks, and like trying to adjust and get your body used to something like a little bit less. It's better for you in the long run, if it's like within a reasonable limit, but it is difficult. So I totally feel you. I totally feel you. But I'm taking a break from it, which is why today is a bad day. We get to be bad today. And you know, if you're making cookies for the Emperor, like, you have to taste it first. You have to make sure it's not poisoned. So, you know, I'm really doing the Emperor a service. Yeah, even my legendary metabolism has started to slow down the last year or two. Yeah, it happens. It's part of getting older. It is a shame, but we all must come to terms with it eventually. And I think the best way is to accept that it's gonna happen, but that it doesn't change who you are as a person or an individual. Just because you're getting older doesn't make you any less valuable, or people like respect you less. So I think if you like try to age gracefully, don't try to fight it so hard. If you fight it, like, it's kind of obvious. I think if you take care of your body and you make sure you're eating well, or well enough. I'm not saying you have to be perfect. And like being fit and active, and it doesn't have to be all the time, but like just keeping those things will help you age better. And I think you will like the way you look better in the long run. So, don't stress about getting older, because then it'll make you stressed. Lies, I turned 30, then I died. True story. It's really good you guys can't see me licking this spoon. Because for sure, I think Twitch would ban me. Okay, that's the oven. I will be right back. I'm gonna go check to see if they're done. They might not be, so I'm going to take a couple toothpicks with me. So be right back. Oh boy, it's warm in here. I was saying Twitch would ban me because I go feral over pumpkin cookie like utensils and bowls. So they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this is inappropriate. We cannot have this on stream." Twitch would ban because you are a small creator, unfortunately, not because they really care. Yeah, they're Twitch could be better about how they manage things. I've heard some VTubers have been like unfairly like banned or given like timeouts for like very trivial things, but there are worse streams on Twitch. Oh, it's Steve.
I bet
broken.
Lego
Steve
Sanguinius wants a lick of the cookie dough.
I bet Steve wants a lick of the cookie dough. Not Steve, Sanguinius. Yes. Speaking of which, this is my Lego Sanguinius. I made him last night. Would you like so? Okay, I'm not gonna go do that. It's almost like baby doll. Like, I can't. Like, here, baby, have some. No. I mean, have you seen the front page? I tried not to look at the front page, or I block or like unrecommend the channels that maybe look like that. Yeah, so anytime any of that pops up on like my front page, I just ban it. I don't want to see it. I don't want that. I want that in my feed. Yeah, VTubers, well... Oh, hang on, that's the oven. It's the oven. One sec. Sorry, this does, hey, stop our chat. Okay. We are back. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to manage everything, but I cannot. Alright, let me see this toothpick. See it? That is what the toothpick should look like when you stab the cookie. This is it looks like a clean toothpick. This is the toothpick I used to check if the cookies were done. It should look like that. Very clean. Now we're going to do, what was I saying? Oh yeah, no, so the issue with the VTubers getting, it's because Twitch isn't consistent. They'll ban VTubers over something very small, where they have other streamers that do arguably worse things. Those are big toothpicks? No, they're not. They're not that big. Most toothpicks are this size. They're like 2 inches, or 1.5 inches. These are like regular sized toothpicks. Oh, Wolfgang, thank you so much for resubscribing and continuing to be a Legionnaire. She's just small, guys. I don't think my hands are that small. Are they? I mean, I know they're not big, but I don't think they're small. You're right, these are custodian toothpicks. These are like actually like 4 inches. 4 inches. We need a banana for— no, you don't. You don't need anything. You're fine. I'm gonna move this back here. And we are going to utilize the mixer to mix the rest of the cookies. Okay. The mixer. This is my parents' mixer. They let me borrow it for cookie purposes. One moment, please. Okay. I had to unplug a thing. Okay. There. So I have another bowl I'm gonna get, and we're gonna put it on here, and then we're gonna mix it. I have to grab the adapter too. Okay. Borrow, are you sure you didn't blood raven it? Yes, I am positive. Positive. I asked nicely. Okay. I keep getting up and coming back, and I'm so sorry for that. So we are going to be right back. I'm gonna grab the bowl. I'm gonna be back. Okay, so for those of you who weren't here earlier, this pumpkin cookie recipe, I have to make it in 2 batches because it's massive. This has like 16 ounces of pumpkin in it, like 15, 16. 3/4 of a cup of butter, 1.5 eggs. This has 3 cups of flour, 1.5 cups of sugar, almost a teaspoon of baking soda and salt, and then 3 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. I didn't grab the adapter. Gosh, I'm so pretty today. My offering to the machine spirit. Thank you so much. Reach for the sky for the super chat. I didn't grab the adapter. Oh my gosh. Sorry, everyone. You know what? If I've learned anything today, it's that maybe I should do a cooking stream, like, you know, in the kitchen. That might make my life easier. Alright, this is the first little attachment I found, so we're gonna use it. So, what I'm gonna do is, and I'm probably gonna mute myself while I do this, is what we call folding. I did this before by hand. It's not very fun. But where I will pour some of this into the mixer slowly and like mix it in over time. So this is the first attachment I found. It's not the right attachment, but we're gonna use it. I didn't want to have to like look for it. Yeah. Where am I doing it? I'm actually doing it in my office because I have better soundproofing. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna mute myself because this is loud. I tested it on the stream and it's quite loud. We're just gonna do that, but I'm not gonna do it for the whole time. I'll go back and forth and chat with you guys. As a warning, you don't want to put too much in because it'll like poof up on you if you aren't careful. So you just want to start off at a really low. You don't have to go super fast. Just letting you know, don't put too much in, otherwise it'll... It might do that here. I might have put in too much. I will say this attachment is not very helpful. It's like a whisking one, and it is not as good as my normal one. So it's unfortunate, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. As I go through, I push the flour and the dry ingredients down the side of the bowl because sometimes they'll accumulate on the edges. So I push them down to make sure they get mixed in with the batch. So I kind of do that here before I start going again, but like you'll see me stick my spatula in here every once in a while and keep the process going. I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't see anything. You didn't see anything. I don't know what you're talking about. You saw nothing. Don't worry about it. And then mix it by hand a little bit. Yeah, it's already super thick. You didn't see anything. I didn't do anything wrong. Nope, 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 nope. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yes, I apologize. I know I have muted because this is loud and it would be kind of annoying if you guys had to listen to it. And it's not like I'm going to say much while everything is going. So yes, I apologize. I've muted for your sake because it's loud on the microphone and it's like a foot away from the mic. So you're not going to enjoy listening to the noise anyway. I mean, do you want to hear what it sounds like? I personally don't think you'd want to know. It's just gonna sound like a motor. It's not like super loud, but it's like it's enough because this bad boy is really thick. Yeah, appreciate the mute. Sure, here, we'll listen. This is on low. This is on low. And like you could still hear me talking, but it's still pretty loud. This is why I muted it. I won't go any higher than that. Yeah, it does kind of sound like a bolt gun level. I don't know what it sounds like on your end, but I didn't record it or anything to see what it was going to sound like. Ugh. The stuff on the bottom isn't quite getting mixed in, so I have to really get in there. There we go. Oh no, I got pumpkin on my hands. What am I gonna do? That is some good looking batter right there. Yeah, it's really good. I could eat the batter by itself. Let's add. We're almost done. Then we'll add the chips, and then we'll take the other cookies off the. I might be pushing it. Might be too much. Might be too much, but it's okay. Alright, this should be the last one. Okay, I think this is good enough to add chips to. Can I mail you a cookie? I don't know if it would keep very well in the mail, unfortunately. I mean, normally I would, but I just don't think they'd keep super well. Now we add the cinnamon chips. Okay, we need half the bag. Trying to like keep half the bag from falling out is not an easy task. Okay. Okay. Last mix, and then I will take off the cookies that I just finished. Alright, one more mute. Okay, now that's done. I'm just gonna put that over here. We're gonna take the last bit of the last tray of cookies that I made. The pan is cool by now, so I can put it on my desk. Look at that. I'm sorry, I cannot send a cookie through the warp. What if it gets tainted? Like, that would be really bad. There you go. See, it's supposed to be a little bit stiff. And usually I wait a few minutes before I take them off the tray, so they have a little bit of extra time to cook on the bottom. Demonically delicious cookies. Yeah, honestly, that just sounds like a really good way to be filled with heresy. Oh, there we go. Okay, so here is our finished product. This is what they're supposed to look like. Here, I'll break apart one of them, of the good ones, so you know kind of what they're supposed to look like. They're still pretty gooey and moist. The camera's not going to be able to focus on them really well. I'll take a picture. But the cinnamon chips really do everything. So I'll take pictures so you can see how good they are, because this camera doesn't really do them justice. Very, very good. Just perfect. So, and this is only, we made 18 cookies. And, there's more in the oven. So we made about, 26 cookies with half a batch. And I'll do smaller cookies for this half. So this makes you, like, a ton of cookies. So, like, I'm not even done. I still have, like, 3 more sets of cookies to put in the oven. So, I'll do those on my own time, because you're gonna get bored watching me just plate cookies and run back and forth from the oven. So, I will take pictures of these, and I will post them on my page. Thank you all for joining me today. I hope you really, enjoy these. Unfortunately, I cannot send them through the mail, because they will go bad, or they won't taste nearly as good. I highly recommend you try them yourself. You can even get like a regular can of pumpkin that's like 12 ounces, and you can adjust the recipe accordingly. If you don't want to make 60 cookies. But this is my favorite dessert. I'm so excited I get to have them. And I hope you enjoy them as well. I need to wipe off my hands so I can do that. I can touch my computer and everything. Did we enjoy this stream? It was very different from what I normally do, and I figured, and why not give it a shot? So did we like it? Did we have fun? I know it worked out for me, because I've been meaning to make these for the past couple weeks and finally got to do it. It was very nice. We'll see. Maybe we'll do more in the future. I think next time I will do this in my kitchen, where there is better, and like improve the soundproofing there, because I was definitely running back and forth a lot more than I prefer. I came in late, but it was very relaxing while I was around. Great. Good. I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself. Tomorrow, we are doing If the Emperor Had Text-to-Speech, more episodes of that. I forget which one we're on, 27 or something. It's very enjoyable. My wife loved it. Yay! Yay! It's a very good recipe. I highly recommend. So, feel free to go make these on your own, and if you do, please let me know. You tag me on whatever, post it in the Discord. We have a Discord server. If you make them, let me know, because I would love to see what you guys think of them. They're my favorite dessert, and I just hope you guys like them as well. But yeah, and you can always go back and look at the VOD. I kind of am focused on my work, gotta get these cookies made, but I had fun, so thank you everyone for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow for If the Emperor Had Text-to-Speech. More reactions to that. And you know, I gotta give these to the Emperor anyway, so I've got stuff I gotta do now. Could I post the recipe on Discord? Yes, I can do that. I will do that for you. So, if you want the recipe with all the special stuff, I will post it in the Discord as well. So, I will catch you all later, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay? Alright. Bye, everyone.